Hey, how's it going? I'm Skinny Beans, and today we are going to be watching another Casual Geographic video. It's how a camel's bad habit can put you in a coffin. I don't know a ton about camels, and I don't, I guess I kind of always thought they were aggressive, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they just have, plausible aggression. Like you're mean to them and then they're gonna come bite you, kind of, like that kind of aggression, I guess. But I I don't know what we're gonna find out in here, but I am interested. I'm interested. I think camels were pretty cool, so I was down with this one. If you get a chance, I would appreciate if you could leave a like and subscribe. It would help me out a bunch. And I have Casual Geographic's video linked in my description below. So let's check this one out.
Right, I'll just check the camera, yeah? Okay, that's right. Okay, good stuff.
Oh shit. Oh man. Is this real? This can't be real, right? I mean, if it is, I get it.
You know,
Oh, it's okay. It's CGI. Okay. I mean, that was a good start. That was a good start.
they say an average of 183,671 people are added to God's recently deleted folder every day. Some of those people retired from life in some of the most outrageous ways possible. For example, vending machines and coconuts sell more real estate in cemeteries than the headliner of Jaws. But what if a can of soda was responsible for ending your way of life without you ever even drinking it? Well, Richard Molesky was the owner of the Tulum Monkey Sanctuary in Mexico, and yes, a can of carbonated diabetes is why I said was. Chicago-born Molesky was a natural animal lover who worked at the sanctuary for well over a decade, where he would become close with a lot of the animals, but especially a male dromedary camel whose name was never released to the public. And every morning while doing rounds, Richard would greet the humjockey with a can of Coca-Cola.
What? That is I mean, that's crazy. Like, Camel would have a Coke every morning. Oh man. I mean, in the big I don't know, I guess it seems cool. It seems cool.
To the public. And every morning while doing rounds, Richard would greet the humjockey with a can of Coca-Cola. Like clockwork, Richard would show up and the camel would enjoy his favorite soft drink. Well, one
That's kind of crazy that it can hold it in its mouth like that and drink it. Like, just guzzling it down. I mean, get a little caffeine and get some sugar. I mean, I guess I don't know if that's bad for camels or not, but I do like this picture here.
Of Coca-Cola. Like clockwork, Richard would show up and the camel would enjoy his favorite soft drink. Well, one day Molesky didn't have it, and from the way the camel reacted, you would think we were talking about a different kind of Coke. The camel proceeded to maul him and even sat on him, which likely suffocated him. It took a rope tied.
Oh my gosh. Eek. Oh man. What a way to go. Yikes.
The camel proceeded to maul him and even
Just because you didn't show up with his favorite drink. Oh man. Oof. Well, Camel knew though, and Camel was not happy.
sat on him, which likely suffocated him. It took a rope tied to a pickup truck to pull the steroid llama off of him, but as you can guess, by the time they did, he was, well, a was. Of course, we'll never know exactly what went down because it was between someone who can't talk and someone who won't. But there's a good chance a coked out camel can demand over some sugar water. And I believe it because camels 100% beyond that kind of timing. Like they're
Oh my god, it took a huge chunk of hair out of her head. It like scalped this lady in that section. Holy. Eek.
and over some sugar water.
God
and I
damn.
believe it because camels 100% beyond
Oh gosh, I can only imagine what that feels like. Oh god. Ugh.
that kind of timing. Like they're chill 90% of the time. It's just that 10% where someone
What's he doing? What's he doing to it? I don't know what's going on in this
100% beyond
in
that
this
kind
one.
of timing. Like they're chill 90% of the time. It's just that 10% where
Is he, like was he trying to scare it? I mean, this one kind of seemed a little deserved to me. Like what are you doing? Unless unless it's a
Camels
file.
100% be on that kind of
I don't
timing.
know.
Like they're chill 90% of the time. It's just that 10% where someone ends the day on a newspaper. Like one time in Rajasthan, India, a man was entertaining guests in his home when he realized he parked his camel outside in a brutal 110-degree heat. That's 43 degrees.
Oh my gosh. That seems a little cruel though. I mean, that's hot. Ugh. I like why would you leave it out there when it's that hot?
Celsius
I'd
for
be
the rest
mad
of the world.
too.
Well, apparently 6 hours of sun only breeds homicidal intent because as the man tried to untie the camel suplexed him and
Oh my god. Oof. I mean, okay, like to be fair though, if I got left outside for 6 hours and it was 110 degrees outside, I'd be doing this. I would be doing this exact same thing too. So, I don't know. This seems justified.
slammed him into the ground. The camel then proceeded to divorce the man's head from his body using his teeth.
Okay, that's pretty wild though. That's kind of crazy, but I also don't disagree with it. I'm just saying, I don't like being hot. I don't like being sweaty. I can only imagine how angry I would be if I had to be out in the sun and it's that hot for that long. I think maybe a camel is my spirit animal. Now that I'm now that it has occurred to me that I get grumpy when it's summertime, maybe I was meant to be a camel, or maybe I was a camel, because summertime, being hot, being sweat, it definitely like makes me grumpy.
Slammed him into the ground. The camel then proceeded to divorce the man's head from his body using his teeth. It took about 25 people and several hours just to get the camel to stop ravaging his owner's corpse.
Oh man, yeah, camel big mad, but it took 25 people. God damn, that is crazy. But camel big mad though. Big mad. Got it.
It took about 25 people and several hours just to get the camel to stop ravaging his owner's corpse. That's why you don't beef with something that chews on cactuses like candy. Because some animals are very much capable of seeking revenge, and camels are very much on that list.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I didn't realize that they ate cactus though. Damn. That's pretty hardcore. Like, you snack on a cactus? I don't know. That seems pretty hardcore to me.
Which shouldn't really be a surprise since high intelligence means some animals have the capacity to experience every human emotion, which includes putting the dick in vindictive. Even some
That's kind of funny. So camels are smart cookies too. Okay.
have the capacity to experience every human emotion, which includes putting the dick in vindictive. Even something like an ant can have as much of a revenge arc as a human. Kidnapping and slavery aren't foreign concepts to ants, as some species will regularly invade the nests of others, slaughter the workers, and abduct the larvae of the enemy. These captive ants are forced to bring food to their masters, care for the brood, and even defend the nest of the very ants that kidnapped them. Well, in many cases, these slave ants grow up and proceed to destroy as many of the colony's babies as possible. Pretty much they Django a daycare's worth of the pupae of the ants that stole them. In some cases, up to 2/3 of the colony were relieved from life by the former slave ants. It's like I've always said, if ants had nukes, they'd end the entire world in a weekend.
I believe that for sure, because we did watch that one. I believe it.
And if they were human-sized, our president would have 6 legs. And honestly, Ant Society is just a video of its own. We are talking about an animal that has a species that'll turn itself into a tactical just to stop the ops from succeeding. Ant Society is something out of a simulation. And with a game like the Ants Underground Kingdom, you get a chance to experience it firsthand without the added risk of kamikazing yourself.
What is this? Is this a sponsor? I've never even heard of this one.
It's actually the world's first ant-themed strategy mobile game with millions of players already online. You can hatch and raise your own ant army, including a class of special ants with special abilities. You're free to design and explore ant nests for your ant militia to live in. And when you're not doing that, you get the chance to show a lizard just what an affiliated ant army can do. Or to give a mantis an actual reason to start praying. And if you have a fear of spiders, then this game might be the best form of therapy you can get. And with the cold times on the come up, the Ants Underground Kingdom has just released a brand new winter version, Snowfall and all. This game was awarded the best game changer of 2021 by Google Play, and with stunning graphics and enticing gameplay, it's no mystery why. And as a special thank you for all the support they've received, the Ants Underground Kingdom will be opening up a Black Friday store from November 22nd to the 27th. It's only available once a year, so once it's gone, it's gone. So to see life through an ant's eyes, and to see just how screwed humanity would be if ants were in our weight class, make sure you download the Ants Underground Kingdom using the link in the description. And if you use my personal redeem code CASUALANTS, you'll receive 50 eggs which you can use to cop purple special ants and other neat prizes. Now, if one of those eggs happens to be stolen, it might be lights out for your entire kingdom, because ants don't play about theirs. Lots of animals don't. There's a lot of animals capable of premeditating and executing acts
Oh
of
man.
revenge. Like you probably already know that crows can remember faces and carry grudges for up to and sometimes over 5 years. But they'll
Right.
also pass down their prejudices to their children, so you could really catch a feathery fade over something you
I actually didn't know that. Wait, I don't know if I remember that or know that they can pass it on to their children. Oh, oof. This is a generation of hate.
did to his crow father. The flip side is that crows also remember those who did right by them. So if I ever happen to get arrested, it'll likely be for using Wendy's fries to weaponize crows. But I'd advise you not to underestimate the carnage that comes with beefing with the Black Air Force of the sky. Once upon a time, a man named Shiva Kawat attempted to save a baby bird he found near his home. Despite his best efforts, the chick didn't make it.
Oh,
and even though his
no.
intentions were good, all the neighboring crows saw was a past tense baby crow in his hands, and that's when violence was selected.
Oh no. So then they were out for blood for this guy and he was just trying to save it. But sometimes it's stuff happens and they just don't make them. But that's yeah. Oof. I mean, it's understandable on the crow's end too, because that's all they see and that's all they know. But they don't, I guess, didn't realize that he was just trying to help. Oh no.
For the next 3 years, he'd get air jumped every time he left his house by a homicide of crows. Like to the point where he
Oh,
has scars and has to
no.
travel with a stick to protect himself against the aerial onslaught. So basically, if he would have let that baby crow expire, his quality of life would probably be higher. Expiration of
True.
life is the only conclusion when you beef with a buffalo. I'm gonna keep this brief because I've talked about them before, but basically the Cape Buffalo is a 1,200-pound John Wick. Not only will injured buffalo literally die trying to drag you down with him, just like crows, the Cape Buffalo will ride for theirs. In 2020, trophy hunter Claude Clayhans took down a massive male Cape Buffalo. But as he and his crew started loading the soul-evacuated buffalo onto his truck, another buffalo from the same herd pulled up and gored him, in the groin no less, which severed his femoral artery and sealed his fate.
Yeah. Oh man. Damn. I mean, that is. Ugh. Can't say that I mean, unless it was like a population control thing. I mean, I can't really blame the buffalo for that one.
And gored him, in the groin no less, which severed his femoral artery and sealed his fate.
They
There
look
have been
cool.
reports of these trench cows chasing hunters into trees and then camping under the trees just waiting to cut them from Earth's roster. And like I said, it's not just humans getting hunted. Since Cape Buffalo have been known to Uno reverse lions by waiting for the adults to go off on hunts just so they can turn the unsupervised lion cubs into wet spots. If
Oh my gosh. So they're organized. They're organized for this. Damn.
elephants don't forget, then the Cape Menace doesn't forgive. And you'd be surprised at just how many animals are smart enough to pay you what you're owed. Like, I bet you weren't expecting octopus to be in a video like this. Well, roll the tape.
Didn't know that fish was messing with them. I gotta watch it again.
You're owed. Like, I bet you weren't expecting octopus to be in a video like this.
I mean,
Well, roll the
octopus
tape.
are really smart.
It turns out octopus and some fish will work together to hunt, and the Squidwards of the sea will occasionally uppercut their co-workers to keep them from cheating them out of food. It's also believed that the
Oh.
octopi that have been exploited in the past are more trigger happy with their tentacles. Of course, there's also a good chance that octopi might Tyson fish purely out of spite, but punishing someone for someone else's crime technically still counts as revenge. Also, cephalopods can be just as spiteful with each other.
Oh.
Like here, where a female octopus got tired of a male trying to mate with her, so she proceeded to throw silt on his face. And octopus are
Yeah, octopus are so funny. I think they're so cool. Just, I don't know. You always see like so many crazy stuff with them, and maybe it's just because they're so smart. I don't know, but I love seeing this stuff.
female octopus got tired of a male trying to mate with her, so she proceeded to throw silt on his face. And octopus are more than smart enough to aim their malice at people. As researchers will tell you, sometimes octopus will purposely take aim and squirt ink at the very scientists studying them.
Oh no! Oof. I mean, I guess you can't really blame them though.
Not only that, but they'll often have specific people that they like to pick on. One octopus in an aquarium in Dorset, England, got into the habit of super soaking anyone who would walk past his tank. Another octopus in a Santa Monica Pier aquarium flooded the place after she disassembled a valve in her tank, sending 200 gallons of water rushing onto the exhibit and office floors.
Oh my gosh. That is crazy. Man, they're smart. they're smart little cookies. Don't be getting any of that smoke if you ain't ready for it. Oh man, they look so cool too.
And Otto the octopus flashed his middle finger to humanity when he squirted water on a nearby spotlight, short-circuiting the entire aquarium's electrical system. Workers would fix it in the morning, but since Otto would do it at night when no one was around, it took a while for him to be found out. And of course, there was that time a YouTuber tried to live stream herself eating an octopus, but the only thing he fed her was an L. So yeah, octopus have the intelligence to be on timing.
Oh my god. Ugh. I mean, I mean, I get people eat octopus, but like, do you have to eat it like this? I mean, maybe this is what you get. I don't know. It just seems like a little extra.
But at least with them, the worst case is property damage or a suction cup to the face. Things get a lot worse when you piss off the next animal, because tigers are by far the most vengeful animals on the planet. Like, the lengths they'll go to get even is what movies are written about. Like in 1997 when poacher Vladimir Markov shot a tiger and then stole part of its kill.
Oh yeah, I just heard this story not that long ago, and then it just like hunted him, and I think it like wounded one of his dogs, because the guy had two dogs, and I think he killed one and wounded the other one. Wounded it enough that it like went back, and then so like when he came, I guess, out to like save his other dog, it came and jumped him, I think. I don't know. Yeah, I remember hearing about this. This one's crazy. This one's wild.
His mistake was leaving the tiger with a pulse. That tiger would get him back, but it wasn't in the heat of passion like the camel. Nah, this John was premeditated. The tiger would stake out Markov's cabin and destroy anything that had the hunter's scent on it. About a day or two later, Markov would return to his cabin where he would be ambushed by the same big cat. That story ended around the same time Markov did, after he was dragged into the bushes and never came out.
Yeah.
In another story, a poacher named Baby...
Although I do think that town or something, I think they ended up getting like a huge hunting party or something, or they brought some other guy in, and I think they went and hunted the tiger and got it, unfortunately.
He got put in the dirt by a male tiger in March of 2016. Why is that date important? Well, only a month before, he had murked the female tiger in the same area, leading many to believe that the tiger that packed him up was actually the mate of the cat he had killed. And if you need more proof that a tiger taking it personal leads to cuts on the census, the Tigress of Champawat literally subtracted 436 people after one hunter severely injured her. But
400 people? Oh my god. Yeah, that is a vengeance. That is a vengeance.
Champawat literally subtracted 436 people after one hunter severely injured her. But don't think these stories only happen in Asia. On Christmas Day 2007 in the San Francisco Zoo, 3 men effed around and 2 found out. As for the third, well, you can't get a life lesson if you don't have a life. The 3 men had decided to taunt Tatiana, a 400-pound female Siberian tiger. Well, they learned 2 things that day. One is that a motivated tiger can jump well over 12 feet. And 2, the 12.5-foot moat wall wasn't to keep the tiger in, but to keep people out. Because
what were they doing to it that they made it this angry? See, like, I definitely do not like people that think it's fun, or I guess find it entertaining to taunt animals or be mean to them. And then something bad happens and it's like, well, like, maybe don't be stupid, you know? Like maybe have at least one more brain cell in there that tells you that like maybe we should be nice to them and we need to like respect them and admire them from afar, and we don't need to be doing this stuff. I don't know, because I feel like you see a lot of stories like this, but it's always the people doing dumb shit, and it's like, well, I don't really feel sorry for you in a lot of cases, you know.
And 2, the 12.5-foot moat wall wasn't to keep the tiger in, but to keep people out. Because apparently out was always an option for Tatiana, who Super Mario jumped out of the enclosure and put the beats on all 3 men, maiming 2 of them and turning the third into a chalk outline. So yeah, a wild tiger might be the last animal you want to find out with in India, but a close second might be monkeys. Especially since monkeys...
Oh yeah, I've heard some like wild stories about monkeys. Monkeys are like, I like monkeys, and I definitely respect them, but like, man, some of the stories that I have come across are just horrifying and just wild.
Monkeys and dogs have seemingly gone to war against each other. War is debatable because allegedly the monkeys massacred the dogs. According to residents, some monkeys even took to snatching puppies, carrying them up to a roof, and then letting gravity catch the body. And if you believe this story, then you believe that this all started after a pack of stray dogs mauled a baby monkey and the monkey mafia took it very personal. But we actually don't know for sure what caused this mass puppy homicide.
Was this the place that like weren't the monkeys stealing like babies? So then people were getting dogs to protect the children, and then the monkeys are grabbing the dogs and throwing them off roofs and stuff. Is this like the same one?
Primates will often feed on the ticks living on animals of different species. So it's possible the monkeys weren't trying to get revenge, but were only after the ticks on the dog's fur. But there's also a chance that Cloudy with a Chance of Puppy was 100% intentional, especially since that seems to be a signature move for them. Earlier this year in India,
I mean, I hate saying that though, I mean, especially because like I really like dogs. So hearing that dogs are getting thrown off roofs, just I don't know, that one makes me really sad.
a troop of monkeys jumped a family and snatched their 4-month-old son, who they proceeded to throw off a 3-story building. In a separate
Oh my god, yeah, see, like oh god, I don't know what I would do. Like that would probably, if a monkey threw my baby off a roof, things would get real dark, I think. Yeah.
attack, monkeys broke into a home and dragged away a 2-month-old who had been sleeping next to his grandfather. The same monkeys ended up drowning him in a water tank. Yeah, monkeys can be
my
malicious when they
God.
want to be, but anyone in Japan will tell you that, because right
Wait, why isn't this parent doing anything? Your child
Yeah,
is, look, your child is getting grabbed. So I don't know, like what, I don't, like put your other kid down, I guess, and maybe make, I think that's her daughter over there. Like, why are you just watching your kid get dragged? I don't know about this one.
monkeys can be malicious when they want to be,
the
but
hell?
anyone in Japan will tell you that, because right now a Japanese city is currently under attack by a gang of Japanese macaques. Since July, nearly 60 people have been attacked and injured in the city of Yamaguchi,
Oh
and the
my
monkeys tend
gosh.
to go after babies, small children, and the elderly, you know, the light work of the population. And the thing is, the traps they set aren't working because the monkeys don't seem to be after food. They're just doing it. And yeah, while this could be a coincidence, there's also a good chance this is revenge. See, monkeys and really primates in general have a sense of fairness and will lash out when they feel like they've been wronged. In experiments with capuchin monkeys, scientists found that when given unequal portions of food, the monkeys would seem to target and punish the individual that got the unfair share. It actually makes sense for a social animal to actively discourage inequity in the group. But when a monkey feels cheated, it becomes a much more dangerous monkey. In another experiment,
How do you, I guess, I mean, that seems like quite a mess, right? Because let's say like the one person, like person A gives monkey something really good, and then person B gives something monkey not as good. So then does the monkey feel like it got cheated by person B? So then they're gonna lash out. But how, you know, like, I don't know, this seems like quite a snowball effect of like, maybe we don't need to be giving monkeys anything, and they need to be scared out so they can go, you know, like live their lives away from people, because obviously it seems like it's going to cause problems and confusion maybe.
the group. But when a monkey feels cheated, it becomes a much more dangerous monkey. In another experiment, one capuchin was given a grape while another was given a cucumber. Despite previously being happy with the cucumber, the monkey seemed to get offended when he saw his peer get a grape and refused to take the cucumber. He even started to become aggressive with his handlers, so yeah, primates don't like feeling slighted. If you
Oh gosh, yeah. That is very interesting. I mean, monkeys are smart though. I mean, I'm gonna hand it to them. You know, monkeys are smart, but I feel like they can get real wild, and I mean they're obviously really strong too. So I can imagine that could cause a lot of problems.
don't
for
believe me, jealousy and a
all
birthday
of
cake
us.
got this man mutilated by a pair of chimps. So
I do know that one, and that one was probably, I think that might have been like the first story that I had read about monkeys that I was like, holy crap, like this is crazy. And I didn't realize that they were, you know, that they can become that unhinged. I want to say I think that was probably like my first introduction to like how I guess aggressively violent some monkeys can get, and it was definitely like a holy crap moment for me.
So I can't tell you exactly what started the monkey war in Japan, but I can tell you they probably have a reason. Speaking of reason, yeah, I kind of had to talk about that. So you probably know the story, but recap. An elephant
Right.
traveled over 100 miles from a sanctuary and trampled a 70-year-old woman collecting water, only for that same elephant to show up to her funeral and further desecrate her corpse, and this time in front of her entire grieving family. Now I know I say this a lot on this channel, it's become one of my popular phrases, but this time someone literally got turned into a hashtag. Now a lot of people have claimed that this woman was involved in poaching and this was just the elephant playing equalizer. I don't want to say that because we don't know for sure, and there's a good chance the woman
Oh, so it's like, so that was the speculation, but we don't know like 100% if that was true. Okay, fair enough. But obviously, I feel like something must have gone down, right? Because I don't know. That seems like quite the lengths to go to, I don't know, like to kill someone and then to go to their funeral, and like, you know, for an elephant to do all this. Like I feel like something must have happened, right?
was just at a worse place at an even worse time for the elephant to show up and turn her into a trend. But here's what we do know. Asian elephants often come into close contact with people, especially farmers, and conflicts often get them injured or put on a shirt. We know Asian elephants often get exploited for logging, entertainment, and poaching, so they have a reason to hate anything human. And we know an elephant doesn't forget. And
I mean, that is fair. So like maybe it was like indirectly like some revenge to her, but like maybe she wasn't really involved in anything at the same time, but it's like guilty by association type thing of maybe they weren't poaching, but maybe one of that elephant's family got hurt or killed doing something else that wasn't, you know, it's actually like really fascinating how animals brains work like this, of how they kind of, I guess, deal with things, or how they perceive things happening to them and what they decide to do about it. I don't know. This is actually like really interesting to see.
it wasn't too long ago when an elephant in Thailand ripped a grown man in half and stood over the soul evacuated body for hours after that same man forced him to haul logs in the intense heat. So in
I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously that elephant was like, you know, this is, I'm happy to help, but you know, obviously you're using me. Elephant was smart. I mean, because that seems kind of cruel.
no, elephants ain't quick to forgive either. So with this story, we'll never know for sure if there was cause or coincidence, but let me put it this way. 100 miles and a guest appearance at a funeral is one hell of a coincidence. But that's gonna do it for this video.
I mean, I don't know. I guess part of me feels like because of like watching the elephant video that like something must have happened, right? Like something really negative must have happened that she was involved in. That's my speculation on it. Because that is a little wild for this elephant to travel that far, you know, without any cause. I don't know. I feel like it's something, unless it was like maybe a misidentity, but I don't know. They seem like they're pretty smart cookies, but either way, it's wild.
Video. For more consistent content, be sure to follow my TikTok and Instagram. I try to post daily on both. And to watch videos before I post them, kindly consider becoming a patron on Patreon. Also be sure to check out my book, 100 Animals That Can Effing End You. The title kind of speaks for itself. But other than that, drink water, hug your mother, and you know what? Actually, your father too. He might not say it, but he'll appreciate it. Don't cross an elephant, because he might just traumatize your entire family. And I'll see you in the next one.
Great video. I don't think we have anything at the end of this. This was good though. This was great. I really enjoyed this one though. Lots of crazy stuff going on here, but at the same time, it's almost like I kind of feel like a lot of these are justified with animals, and I can't necessarily blame them. I almost am on their side in some instances. As far as like the monkey and the dogs and the kids go, I don't know. That seems like a whole dumpster fire in itself. So I can't weigh in on that one. But some of these other ones, I gotta say, you know, I'm kind of on the animal side. But this is a great video. This was good. This was definitely really interesting. Some really wild stories that I had not come across. So it was good. This was a good one. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate you guys being here. Be sure to go and subscribe to Casual Geographic, watch his videos, like his videos, all that stuff, because I really appreciate his videos over here. And if you do get a chance, I would appreciate if you could leave a like and subscribe. It would help me out a bunch. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.